Hey guys, it's Stasia and welcome back to my channel with another Christmas video. So today should be the 13th, which means that there's 12 more days till Christmas. So I'm gonna do the 12 Days of Christmas book tag. This book tag was created by Lizzie Loves Books here on YouTube. I did look her up and it does look like she is inactive, but I will link the original video down below anyways in case you guys want to check it out and do the tag for yourself. So number 1 is A Partridge in a Pear Tree. What is your favorite standalone book? And for that, I chose November 9 by Colleen Hoover. This book has truly just stuck with me a lot. And November 9 is about two people named Fallon and Ben, and they meet on November 9. But that is also the day that Fallon is scheduled to move across the country from LA to New York. But neither of them, really want to put their life on hold, but they felt like they really had a genuine connection. So instead, they decide that every November 9th for the next 5 years, they will meet in person with each other without any communication throughout the year. So it's a great book. Highly recommend. Very emotional. So good. The next one is Two Turtle Doves, your favorite fictional OTP, so one true pairing, or your fictional ship. And for that, I'm choosing Katie and Ezra from Illuminae. A lot of people love Gemina, the second book right there. They like that more, but I just felt like Ezra is like a heartthrob. And Katie is she's such a badass. So I have to go with them. They are like my original, stan. Love them. They're great. And I feel like they don't get enough credit as much as the couples do in the next books. So the next one is Three French Hens, and that is your favorite trilogy. And if you have been following me long enough on here or any other social medias, you should already know what this is. And it is the Caraval trilogy by Stephanie Garber. I love this trilogy so much. I felt like this really opened up my eyes to what I could like from a fantasy. So this one is great. I love it. It's about two sisters, which already when it's a book about sisters, I feel like I lean towards it even more. I guess I just love books about sisters. But it's about two sisters named Tella and Scarlett. And they basically go to the game of Caraval that they have been wanting to go to for so long. But it's a game that really gets into your head. You can't really trust what everyone is saying. You can't really know what is real and what's a part of the game. So, there's drama that happens. There's boys they meet. It's great. And I love it. Number 4 is Four Calling Birds, your favorite fictional beast or creature. This one is very hard for me because I feel like beasts and creatures are primarily in fantasy. And if we haven't established yet, I don't read as much fantasy as a lot of other people. So this one was really hard. But I was looking at my shelves and I was like, okay, what has a beast or a creature in it? So I went with Death Note, and this is the creature right here. It is called it's kind of a death god, but it's a creature. So this is a Shinigami, and it is, like I said, a death god. And basically, this is a manga, which is my favorite one. It's also an amazing anime. I have all of them right there. So if you have not watched or read these, I recommend. This is basically about a boy named Light Yagami, and he finds a death note. And a death note is basically what the Shinigamis use as they're looking down on the world. They have a book where they can write a person's name and that person will die. So the Shinigami purposely drops it into the human world so that he can have some entertainment. So when Light picks it up, the Shinigami is following him and they become friends, I guess you could say. And yeah, this creature is just so funny. He has amazing banter. And I love their friendship, I guess if you could call it that. But yeah, so that's what I went with. So the next one is 5 Golden Rings, and it says to show 5 golden books. This was harder than I thought it was going to be. I guess I don't have a lot of orangey yellow books, but this is the 5 I came up with. I mean, they're kind of gold tones, right? I don't know, we're gonna ignore it because they're not the greatest golden books, but it's fine, whatever. So the next one is 6 Geese A-Laying, and it is my least favorite book, which kind of piggybacks off the last one because this is also golden-ish. but I chose Cersei. This one was a really big miss for me. I know a lot of people love it, but I guess like the whole mythology scene wasn't really something that I was into. But going into it, you know, I thought it was going to be like a powerful read, like a really fast-paced one, because it really isn't that big. But I felt like it dragged so long and it wasn't all that entertaining. But maybe it's just because mythology is not my thing. That's not to say that you guys can't love it. Next is Seven Swans a Swimming, which is a show book with water on the cover. And I think one of the very few books that I have with water on the cover. So Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Number 8 is 8 Maids a Milking. And it is a fictional food you would want to try. Now, there are many, but I went with basically everything that Laura Jean is making in To All the Boys I Loved Before. All of her baking sounds delicious, and I am a sucker for baked goods. So I want to try everything that she has to make. Next is 9 Dancing Ladies, your favorite dance between characters. And for that, I chose the first dance, I think it's the first one, in Finale. It's between Tella and someone. I'm not going to say who, but that dance kind of like kicks off the entire book. If you've read it, you know what dance I'm talking about. But that entire scene I was just living for. So I would say that is my favorite dance. Next is 10 Lords of Leaping, and it's your favorite book to movie adaptation. I'm going to go with The Boy in the Striped Pajamas because there were many options to choose from. But I felt like with this story, both the book and the movie heavily impacted me. And you know, it made me feel something. So I'm going to go with this one. If you don't know what this one is about, it's basically a Holocaust story about a boy who discovers a concentration camp and meets a boy on the other side in the concentration camp. So it's basically about their friendship, and it's a sad one, but I highly recommend both the book and the movie. Next, we have 11 Piper's Piping, and it's your favorite book to movie soundtrack. Now, look, hear me out on this one, all right? Just hear me out. I am choosing Twilight. Hold on. Okay, don't yell at me in the comments yet. Was the book good? No. Was the movie better? No. The soundtrack, though, you cannot deny that the soundtrack in these movies are good. I love the Twilight soundtrack. You can come for me. That's fine. But the soundtrack is good. So I'm choosing this one. And the last one is 12 Drummers Drumming. And this is your favorite book ending. And for that, I'm choosing Isla and the Happily Ever After, because the 2 books that come before this, Anna and the French Kiss and then Lola and the Boy Next Door, they set up very nicely. You know, they have nice endings. It's great. But Isla kind of ties everyone's story all together. Everyone in all the other 3 books come together and get like a final ending for me. So I felt like this was the best ending. And with these books, they're not a series. You don't need to read them together. They're just companion novels, but they do cross over. So I recommend reading them in the order that they are published. That's just my take on it. But I felt like this was my favorite ending because it brought me a lot of happiness and I guess closure, you could say, for many characters that I loved. So yeah. All right. So that was the 12 Days of Christmas book tag. If you would like to do it, I tag you to do it. I'm not sure who's going to be making videos around this time, but if you're one of them and you would like to do it, then consider yourself tagged. If you agree with any of my answers, let me know. If you disagree, you can also comment down below any of your answers that you guys would like to share. I'd love to read them. And yeah, so that's it from me today. Like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!